My fiancé said, "I'm uninviting your sister from our wedding. She's too opinionated." I replied, "Your wedding, your rules." Then I uninvited myself too, took back the ring, and went on a cruise with my sister instead. Her frantic messages started when the venue, original post I, 35 male, proposed to Madison, 32 last year after 3 years together. Everything seemed perfect until wedding planning turned her into someone I didn't recognize. Or maybe it just revealed who she always was. My sister Haley, 38, is my only family. Parents died in a car accident when I was 22. Haley basically raised me through my 20s, helped me finish college, was there through everything. She's direct, honest, sometimes blunt, but always has my back. Madison never loved that about her. The wedding was set for next month. Madison's family was handling most of the planning since they insisted on this massive 250-person event. I was paying for about 60% of it though, roughly $45 of my savings. The venue alone was $15, already paid in full. Last Tuesday, Madison sat me down with her wedding coordinator face on. "Madison, we need to talk about Haley." "What about her?" "Madison, she's been really difficult during planning, always has opinions about everything. She's offered like 3 suggestions total, about the flowers, the music, and whether we really need gold-plated chargers." Exactly. It's not her wedding, and at the rehearsal dinner planning, she actually questioned why we need a 7-course meal. Because we don't, it's $200 per person for 80 people. That's not the point, Derek. She makes me uncomfortable. She judges everything. That look she gives me. What look? Like I'm not good enough for you, like she's waiting for me to mess up. I sat there processing this. Haley had mentioned privately that Madison seemed to be going overboard, but she'd been nothing but supportive to Madison's face. "Madison, I've made a decision. She's uninvited from the wedding." I actually laughed. Thought it was a weird joke. "That's funny. I'm serious. My wedding, my choice. She can watch the live stream. Madison, she's my only family. She's supposed to walk me down the aisle since my parents can't." "Madison, your cousin Brad can do it. I've met Brad twice in my life." "This is about our future, Derek. I need you to support me. She makes me anxious on what should be the happiest day of my life." I stared at this woman I thought I knew, really looked at her. "You know what? You're absolutely right." Brightening up. "Really? Thank you, baby. I knew you'd understand. Your wedding, your rules." "Our wedding, silly." "No, apparently it's yours. And since it's your wedding, you don't need me there either." Her face went through about 6 expressions in 3 seconds. "What are you talking about?" Standing up. "I'm uninviting myself from your wedding. Derek, don't be dramatic." "Me, I'm not. You want a wedding without my family? Have at it." I walked to our bedroom, opened the safe, and pulled out the ring box with the receipt. Following me. "What are you doing?" "Me taking back my grandmother's ring. Your wedding, your ring to provide." "You're being ridiculous. It's just one person. The one person who's been my rock since I was 22. The one person who helped me become someone worth marrying." "But sure, just one person." "Fine, she can come." "God, I didn't know you'd throw a tantrum." "Nope, too late. You showed me who you are. Someone who'd isolate me from my family because they ask reasonable questions about spending." Packed a bag while she alternated between yelling and crying. Her mom called within an hour. Then her dad. Then her sister. My phone blew up. Went straight to Haley's place. She opened the door, took one look at my face and bag, and just hugged me. "Haley, want to tell me what happened?" Told her everything. That woman. I knew something was off when she insisted on a chocolate fountain that costs $2,500. "I need a vacation." "Funny you mention that. Remember that cruise I booked for next month? My friend just canceled. Want to be my +1? The cruise was the same week as the wedding. Perfect. Update 1. 3 days later, Madison's entitlement escalated fast. First came the reasonable texts. "Can we please talk like adults? You're overreacting. Don't throw away 3 years over one disagreement." Then the manipulation. "I can't sleep. You've ruined everything. How could you do this to me?" Then the threats. "If you don't come back, I'm keeping the deposits. I'll sue you for emotional distress. You'll regret this." I only responded once. "Per our discussion, it's your wedding. Handle it however you want. But here's where it gets good. Madison's dad, Richard, called me Thursday morning. Richard, son, what's this about you abandoning my daughter? I didn't abandon anyone. She uninvited my only family from the wedding. I uninvited myself. That's absurd. You don't cancel a wedding over one guest. I agree. That's why I couldn't believe Madison would uninvite my sister over her asking if we really needed chocolate swans. Chocolate swans. The $3,000 chocolate sculpture she ordered last week. Didn't she tell you? Silence. How much have you paid for this wedding, Derek? About $45 so far. 45. She told us you were contributing a little. Me, I have receipts if you need them. That won't be. Madison said the wedding was mostly paid for by us. You paid for her dress and the flowers, about $8 total. I have all the contracts and payment confirmations. Long silence. I need to call you back. Next call came from Madison, screaming. Apparently Richard was being unreasonable and taking your side and ruining her special day. You turned my father against me. Me, I told him the truth. Nothing more. We had an arrangement. You pay for the wedding, they don't need to know. What arrangement? When did I agree to secretly fund your dream wedding while you lied to your parents? It was implied. You make more money. And you make financial decisions unilaterally, like uninviting family members from events they're paying for. Fine. The wedding is off, but I'm keeping all the deposits since you ruined everything. Me. The contracts are in my name, the venue, catering, photographer, all in my name because I paid. That's financial abuse. It's called protecting my assets, something Haley suggested actually. Smart woman, my sister. She hung up, got an email from her that night. A formal demand for $75,000 for wedding-related emotional distress and lost deposits. Yeah, she wanted me to pay her for the privilege of being dumped. Forwarded it to my lawyer buddy. He laughed for 5 straight minutes. Update 2, 1 week later. The entitlement went nuclear. Madison changed the narrative on social media. According to her posts, I was a narcissistic abuser who isolated her from her support system and controlled her with money. She claimed I canceled the wedding because she stood up to my toxic sister's bullying. The comments were split. Her friends rallied around her. Mutual friends who knew Haley were confused. Then Madison made a critical error. She posted, "After everything I sacrificed for him, Derek refuses to even cover the deposits for the wedding he insisted on." Haley commented, "The wedding with the $3,000 chocolate sculpture? The one where you uninvited his only family? That wedding?" Madison deleted it, but screenshots were already circulating. Her mom, Patricia, called next. "Patricia, Derek, we need to discuss the financial situation." Me, "There's nothing to discuss." Madison says you're refusing to pay the vendors. Me, "I'm canceling the contracts that are in my name. She's welcome to rebook them herself. But the deposits are being returned to me minus cancellation fees. Most vendors have been understanding given the circumstances." Understanding? I explained the bride uninvited my only family and I'm no longer getting married. Several offered partial refunds out of sympathy. That's private family business. Me, so was the $45 I spent apparently. Then came the twist. Madison showed up at my office Thursday. Security called up and I reluctantly agreed to meet her in the lobby. She looked rough, hair unwashed, no makeup, yoga pants. The Madison I knew would never leave the house like this. Madison, "Derek, please, I'm sorry about Haley. She can come. She can be in the wedding party." Me, "There is no wedding." "Don't say that. We can fix this." "You told your parents I was financially abusing you." "I was hurt. I didn't mean it." "You demanded $75,000 for emotional distress." "I was angry." "Please, the venue won't refund without your signature. It's $15,000. "I know. I already got the refund, minus the $2,000 cancellation fee." Her face went pale. You got the money?" "Yesterday, the venue was very understanding when I explained the situation." "Madison, but that was our money." "Me, no, it was my money that I was going to spend on our wedding. No wedding, my money." She actually stomped her foot like a toddler. "You can't do this. I already told everyone. The invitations went out." "Then untell them. Your wedding, your problem." Security started approaching. Madison grabbed my arm. I'll sue you. Breach of promise. You proposed. And you accepted. Then you uninvited my family. Contract void due to your breach of the implied covenant of good faith. My lawyer buddy prepped me for that line. Her face was priceless. Madison, I hate you. Me. Okay. Security escorted her out. She screamed the whole way about true love and second chances. Update 3. 2 weeks later, the extinction burst, yes, I learned the term, was spectacular. Madison tried everything. 1. Sent her brother Trent to talk sense into me. Trent basically threatened to kick my ass if I didn't man up. I recorded the whole thing and sent it to my lawyer. Trent backpedaled real quick when he got a cease and desist letter. 2. Created fake Instagram accounts to message me about karma and how I'd die alone. Haley responded to each one with vacation cruise brochures and looks fun, will think of you. 3. Tried to get me fired by calling my company claiming I was emotionally unstable and threatening self-harm. HR did a welfare check, found me planning cruise excursions with Haley during lunch and flagged Madison's number as harassment. 4. The masterpiece. She white-dressed showed up at my apartment at 2 a.m. Sunday, drunk with her friend Ashley. Rang the doorbell nonstop. Building security camera caught everything. Madison slurring, Derek, open up, we need closure. Ashley, this is so romantic like a movie. I'm taking him back. He needs forgiveness. You're so generous. Cops arrived. Madison tried to claim she lived there. Cops asked for ID. Address didn't match. She then claimed we were basically married, so it was her home too. Cops were not impressed. Got a call at 3 a.m. from the station. Did I want to press charges for harassment? Has she learned her lesson? I asked. She's demanding we arrest you for theft of wedding deposits, the officer said, sounding tired. Then no, she hasn't. Yes, I'd like to press charges. Madison spent the night in holding. Richard bailed her out Monday morning and called me immediately. Richard, was that necessary? Was showing up drunk at 2 a.m. necessary? She's heartbroken. She's harassing me. This is the 4th incident in 2 weeks. 4th? Sent him the cease and desist letter his son got, the HR complaint, and the Instagram harassment screenshots. Jesus Christ. I had no idea. She needs help, Richard. Professional help. I'm starting to see that. The money thing still bothers me. Want to know what bothers me? She told me you were poor. That's why I needed to pay, that your business was failing. What? I own 16 furniture stores. I know that now. She said you were too proud to admit you couldn't afford the wedding. That manipulative? I'm sorry, Derek. I really am. Me too. The restraining order was approved Thursday. Madison is not allowed within 500 feet of me, my workplace, or my residence. Update 4. The cruise week, would-be wedding week. Haley and I left for the cruise 3 days before the would-be wedding date. Turned off my phone, left it in the cabin safe, and just breathed. The first 2 days were perfect. Sun, ocean, unlimited shrimp cocktail. Haley and I did dorky tourist things. Towel animals, formal night photos, trivia contests. She won a ship trophy for naming the most Hitchcock films. I killed it at pool volleyball. Day 3, Haley's phone exploded. She'd forgotten to turn off notifications. Haley, you need to see this. Madison had gone ahead with the wedding. Yeah, you read that right. Without a groom, without a venue, without catering. She showed up at her parents' house in her wedding dress, claimed I was running late, and had a complete breakdown when guests started realizing there was no actual wedding. Her cousin live-streamed parts of it. Madison in her dress, insisting everyone wait for me. Patricia trying to explain to 150 confused guests. Richard on the phone with the venue confirming it was canceled weeks ago. Madison screaming that I stole her wedding. The moment she admitted she uninvited Haley and I left her. Her uncle saying, "So you're telling me Derek paid for everything and you uninvited his sister?" Madison throwing her bouquet at him. The live stream went semi-viral in our city. Someone added commentary like a sports broadcaster, and Madison steps up to the altar alone, bold strategy cotton, let's see if it pays off. The crowd is confused, looking around for the groom who's currently on a cruise ship. Oh, Uncle Robert with the truth bomb. Madison's defense crumbles. Haley and I watched it from the ship's bar. The bartender saw us laughing and asked what was funny. Haley showed him. He comped our drinks and said, "That man dodged a torpedo." But the best part? Madison's friend Ashley posted in the comments. For everyone asking, yes, she really thought he'd show up. She said he'd never miss it because he loved her too much. She made us all wait 2 hours. Someone replied, "Girl, he's literally on a boat." We know that now. The ship's internet was sketchy, but I managed to check my email once. 17 messages from Madison's family and friends. Didn't read them. Did see one from Richard though. "Derek, I'm appalled. She needs professional help. I've insisted on therapy or she's cut off financially. Your lawyer has my contact info for anything you need. Enjoy your vacation. You deserve it." Final update. 2 months later. Life's been quiet, peaceful, drama-free. Madison tried one more stunt about 3 weeks after the cruise. Claimed she was pregnant. Demanded I do the right thing. I immediately requested a paternity test through my lawyer. She backpedaled so fast she left skid marks, claiming she misunderstood the test results and it was a false positive. There was no test. She was never pregnant. Richard personally apologized again and mentioned Madison's now in intensive therapy. Apparently the therapist's early assessment included terms like narcissistic tendencies and delusional entitlement. He's covering the therapy but cut off her access to money otherwise. She's living with them, working at one of his stores, and has to earn everything herself now. Plot twist. Brad, my cousin who Madison wanted to walk me down the aisle, he messaged me last week. Turns out Madison had been DMing him during our engagement, suggesting they should get to know each other better for family unity. He thought she was hitting on him and was too uncomfortable to say anything. Man, the bullets I dodged could fill a armory. The ring? Sold it. Grandma's ring went to Haley. Grandma would have wanted her to have it anyway since she actually knew her. Used the money from the contemporary setting to take a solo trip to Iceland. Saw the Northern Lights. Met a fellow tourist named Jerome who'd also just escaped a toxic relationship. We bonded over terrible ex stories and good whiskey. No, it's not a romance. Just 2 dudes who became friends over shared trauma and appreciation for geothermal spas. Haley met someone too, actually. One of the guys from the cruise. He was traveling solo after his divorce. They're taking it slow, but he makes her laugh. First time I've seen her really happy in years. The money I saved from the canceled wedding? Invested most of it. The rest went to clearing Haley's student loans. She cried, said I didn't have to. I said neither did she when she spent her 20s raising me instead of living her life. Madison still texts from random numbers occasionally, usually around 1 a.m. Things like, "I miss us," "You were my person," "No one understands me like you did." I don't respond. Just screenshot and forward to my lawyer for the file. The restraining order's still active. Last week, a mutual friend mentioned Madison's been telling people I was the one who got away, and that she learned so much from our relationship. Learned what? That you can't uninvite someone's only family and keep the someone? That took therapy to figure out? But honestly, I'm grateful. Not for the pain or the drama, but for the revelation. Madison showed me exactly who she was in time for me to avoid legal entanglement. Imagine if this happened after marriage. With kids, with shared property. My sister saved me just by existing and asking reasonable questions. Madison couldn't handle someone who wouldn't just nod and go along with her every whim. The mask slipped, and I saw the real person underneath. Worth every penny of those lost deposits. Oh, and that venue that refunded most of my money? They used Madison's breakdown story as a cautionary tale for other brides. The event coordinator told me they now have a policy called the Madison Clause. Both parties must sign off on the guest list to prevent family exclusion drama. The chocolate sculpture company? They sent me a small chocolate sailboat with a note, "Smooth sailing ahead." Class act. Haley framed the restraining order. It hangs in her bathroom. She says it's the best reminder to trust her instincts about people. Me? I'm good. Better than good. Free? I've got my sister, my savings, my sanity, and a lifetime supply of crazy ex stories. Sometimes the best weddings are the ones that never happen. Madison, if you somehow find this, your wedding, your consequences. Hope therapy helps. Stop texting me at 1 a.m. and maybe stop telling people you're basically engaged to guys you've been on 2 dates with. Yeah, Robert told me about that. It's creepy. To everyone else, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. And if they try to separate you from family who's only looking out for you, run. Don't walk. Run. Trust your gut. Trust your family. And always, always get everything in writing. Peace out. My fiancée screamed, "I'm calling the police, you hit me." When I refused to pay for her shopping spree, I said, "Please do." Then I turned on my phone's camera and calmly waited. When the officers arrived and saw my camera footage, she was the one in handcuffs. I, 29 male, was with my fiancée Bianca, 27, for 3 years. We were supposed to get married in 4 months. Emphasis on were. Last Saturday started normal enough. Bianca wanted to go shopping for a few things for the wedding. Cool, I thought we'd hit up some stores, grab lunch, normal couple stuff. I brought my credit card expecting maybe $300 to $400 in damage. I was so wrong. First store was fine. Some decorative stuff, about $150. Whatever. Weddings need decorations. Second store, she picked up shoes. $400. I raised an eyebrow, but hey, wedding shoes, I get it. Third store is where things went sideways. High-end boutique. She started grabbing dresses. Not wedding dresses, just regular ones, bags, jewelry. The sales lady was practically vibrating with excitement as the pile grew. I pulled Bianca aside. "Babe, what's all this for?" "For the honeymoon, obviously. I need to look good in photos." "You already bought honeymoon outfits last month. You showed me, remember? The whole haul video you made?" Her face shifted. "Those were for the pre-honeymoon trip." "The what now?" "The trip with my girls before the actual honeymoon. You know this." I did not know this. "Bianca, we never discussed a pre-honeymoon trip. We're already stretched with wedding costs." "God, why are you being so cheap? It's just money." The pile she'd accumulated? The sales lady cheerfully announced it would be $8,600. "Absolutely not," I said. "That's insane." What happened next still plays in slow motion in my head. Bianca's face went red, then purple. Then she grabbed her phone. "I'm calling the police. You hit me," she screamed at the top of her lungs. "Help, he's attacking me." The store went dead silent. Every customer turned to stare. The sales lady backed away. Here's the thing. I'm not an idiot. My brother Theo is a paralegal and he's drilled into me. Always document everything. So while Bianca was making her scene, I very calmly pulled out my phone, started recording and held it openly. "Please do call them." I said steadily. "I'm recording everything for our safety." She saw the phone and doubled down. Started hitting herself in the arm. Actually hitting herself. "Stop! Please stop hitting me." I kept recording. Didn't move. Didn't speak. Just stood there like a statue holding my phone. The timestamp would show I hadn't moved in 2 minutes. The sales lady had already called security. 2 guards showed up, saw her hitting herself while I stood 5 feet away recording, and one actually said, "Ma'am, please stop hitting yourself." He made me do this. The police arrived 12 minutes later. 2 officers. They separated us immediately. I showed them my video. 8 minutes of footage. You could see me standing completely still while she screamed, hit herself, and even at one point threw a shoe at me, which I sidestepped. The male officer watching the video just sighed. The female officer came back from talking to Bianca and pulled him aside. I heard her say, "She says he deleted the evidence of him hitting her." How do you delete evidence while continuously recording for 8 minutes? They reviewed the boutique's security footage. You could see the exact moment I said no to the purchase, her face changing, and her starting the performance. At no point was I within arm's reach of her until she threw the shoe. That's when Bianca switched tactics. "I'm having a panic attack." He triggered my PTSD. "Ma'am, you just told us he physically assaulted you." "Which is it?" She started crying. Not sad crying, angry crying. "You don't understand. He's abusive. He controls all the money." "Ma'am, is it your money or his? We're getting married. It's our money." "But right now, whose name is on the account?" Silence. They took statements from everyone. The sales lady, 2 customers, security guards. Everyone's story matched mine, not hers. One customer actually said she went crazy when he wouldn't buy her stuff. The officers came back to me. "Sir, would you like to press charges for false reporting and assault?" Bianca's jaw dropped. "Assault? He's the one who—" "Ma'am, we have you on camera throwing an object at him. That's assault." I said yes, I'd press charges. She was arrested on the spot. In the middle of the boutique, The saleslady had to awkwardly put all the items back while Bianca was led out in handcuffs screaming that I'd ruined her life. The best part? A customer got the arrest on video. I know because it ended up in our local community Facebook group by that evening. Update 1. Holy crap, this exploded. To answer questions, yes, I ended the engagement immediately. No, we didn't live together, thank God. Yes, I have a lawyer. So Bianca got out on bail Sunday morning. Her mom Marlene paid it. By Sunday afternoon I had 62 missed calls, 148 texts, ranging from baby please to I'll destroy you. 18 voicemails. Her mom at my apartment door. Her best friend Jocelyn blowing up my social media. Marlene's visit was special. She brought a printed invoice. An invoice for emotional damages to my daughter, $10,000. Wedding preparation time, $5,000. Loss of future earnings as a married woman, $25,000. Defamation, $50,000. You owe my daughter $90,000 or we're suing. I laughed. Actually laughed. Your daughter assaulted me and filed a false police report. She was stressed. You should have just bought the clothes. It was almost $9 grand. So, a real man provides. What kind of husband will you be? I won't be one. We're done. She went nuclear, started screaming about how I was probably gay anyway and her daughter deserved better, and I was lucky she even looked at me. I started recording again, learned my lesson. Ma'am, please leave or I'll call the police. Call them. I'll tell them you attacked me too. Like mother, like daughter, huh? She actually swung her purse at me. Got it on camera. I called the cops. She left before they arrived, but I filed a report. Then came Monday. I get a call from my credit card company about suspicious activity. Someone tried to use my card number for a $3,000 purchase. The billing address? Bianca's parents' house. She'd memorized my card info. Fraud department shut it down, issued a new card. I added it to the police report. But wait, there's more. Bianca showed up at my work Monday afternoon. Full makeup, tiny dress, crying performance. Told our receptionist she was my fiancée and there was a family emergency. Receptionist called me. I came down with my phone already recording. She saw me and started the waterworks. Baby please, I'm sorry, I was just scared. You know how I get. Bianca, you're not supposed to be here. Please leave. But I love you. We can work this out. You falsely accused me of assault. And I kid you not, she said, but I didn't mean it. I just wanted the clothes. I had to get security to escort her out. She made another scene, claiming she was pregnant. Plot twist. She wasn't. How do I know? She posted pictures doing shots with Jocelyn that same night on Instagram, tagged at a bar, with the caption, single and ready to mingle. Ex was abusive anyway. My lawyer screenshot everything. Update 2, buckle up, because Bianca's entitlement knows no bounds. Court date for the criminal charges was set. But first, I had to deal with the wedding cancellation. Lost deposits everywhere except the venue. 120-day cancellation policy, I made it under the wire. Bianca had the audacity to text me asking for her half of the deposits back. Her half of deposits I paid. For a wedding she torpedoed because she wanted a shopping spree. I ignored it. She escalated. Tuesday, she contacted every vendor pretending to be me, using a fake email similar to mine, trying to get refunds sent to her account. The florist called me confused because you had sent bank info that didn't match previous payments. I warned all vendors and they blacklisted her. Wednesday, she had Jocelyn call my employer claiming I was harassing a domestic violence victim. My boss called me in. I showed him everything, including the police report where she was charged. He banned both of them from the premises and offered me his lawyer's contact. Thursday was special. I get a call from my apartment complex. Someone reported that I was dealing drugs from my unit. The anonymous caller said I had pounds of cocaine hidden there. They had to investigate due to policy. Management, maintenance, and a courtesy officer checked my place. Obviously found nothing because I don't even smoke weed. The manager pulled me aside after. Between you and me, the caller sounded like a young woman trying to disguise her voice. She specifically insisted we check inside your bedroom closet ceiling tile. Oddly specific for an anonymous tip. Added to the harassment documentation. Friday, Bianca's mom Marlene started a GoFundMe. Help my daughter rebuild after domestic violence. She included the boutique arrest video, but edited to start right when police were cuffing Bianca. Made it look like she was randomly arrested while shopping. It raised $400 before people who were actually there started commenting with the truth. Someone posted my video, the full one. GoFundMe shut it down for fraud. Saturday morning, 7 a.m., loud banging on my door. Not knocking, banging. It's Bianca, Marlene, and some dude I don't recognize. I don't open the door, just speak through it. You need to leave. Now. Open up, we need to talk like adults. Marlene, I'm calling the police. The dude starts yelling that he's Bianca's cousin Anthony and I need to be a man and face him. Threatens to handle this the street way. I call 911, put it on speaker so they can hear the threats. Anthony must have realized because they all scattered before cops arrived. But my doorbell camera got everything, including Anthony's license plate. Cops took another report. Told me to get a restraining order. Already in progress. Update 3 court day arrived. I thought Bianca would show up looking presentable. Wrong. She wore a white dress, seriously, fake arm sling, and had Marlene pushing her in a wheelchair. A wheelchair. For court about her falsely claiming assault. The prosecutor actually smirked. Judge reviewed the evidence. The boutique video. My video. Security footage. 5 witness statements. The fraud attempts. The harassment reports. Bianca's lawyer tried arguing she was having a mental health crisis and needed treatment, not punishment. The judge asked what mental health condition causes someone to memorize credit card numbers and commit fraud. Silence. Then Bianca, against her lawyer's advice, asked to speak. The judge allowed it. Your Honor, he ruined my life. I'm a good person. I was just stressed about the wedding, and he's always been controlling with money. He made me sign prenups and everything. You weren't married? There was no prenup. Well, he would have made me sign one. That shows what kind of person he is. The judge looked tired. Miss Name, you're charged with false reporting and assault, not theoretical future prenups. But he's the real criminal. He filmed me without consent. In a public store? That's legal. He's stalking me. He showed up at his workplace and home multiple times after being arrested. She started crying. Loud, theatrical wailing. Marlene joined in. They had to take a recess. When we reconvened, the verdict, guilty on both charges. Sentenced to 200 hours community service. Anger management classes. $5,000 fine. Restraining order granted for 2 years. Probation for 1 year. Bianca lost it. Started screaming about injustice, how the system fails women, how I probably bribed everyone, had to be physically removed while shouting, "He'll pay for this." But it wasn't over. 2 days later, I get a call from a number I don't recognize. It's Jocelyn, crying. I need you to know I had nothing to do with what's about to happen. What? Bianca and Anthony are planning something. I don't know what, but she said you'll be sorry by tomorrow. I'm done with her, she's lost it. I thanked her, called my lawyer, and installed extra cameras. Good thing too. That night at 3 a.m., my cameras caught Anthony and 2 other guys approaching my car with baseball bats. They saw the cameras and ran, license plates visible. Sent straight to police. Anthony was arrested next morning. Turns out he was on probation for assault. This violated it. He's looking at actual prison time. Bianca was arrested for conspiracy since they had texts of her promising to pay him to handle me. Final update. This is it. The conclusion to this insane saga. Bianca's second arrest broke something in Marlene. She went from enabling to full accomplice. Started calling my family, my extended family, my coworkers from numbers she found online. The messages were unhinged. Your son destroyed my baby. I hope you all get what you deserve. Watch your backs. She made the fatal mistake of calling my employer's corporate office claiming I embezzled money. That triggered an internal investigation. When they found nothing but discovered she'd made false accusations, they pressed charges for harassment and defamation. Marlene was arrested at her work, at an elementary school where she was a secretary. She was fired immediately. Meanwhile, Bianca, out on bail again, daddy's money this time, decided her only option was to find a new victim, boyfriend, to pay for her lifestyle. She met Derek on a dating app, told him I was her abusive ex who was obsessed with her. Derek, being a decent guy, wanted to protect her. She convinced him to confront me. He showed up at my gym ready to defend her honor. You need to leave Bianca alone, man. Dude, there's a restraining order. She can't come near me. That's not what she said. She said you got a fake one to control her. I pulled up the court records on my phone, showed him everything, the videos, the arrests, the charges. His face went from angry to confused to horrified. She said you hit her. Did she mention she's facing charges for false reporting? She said those were dropped. Brother, she's been lying to you. Derek left, blocked her immediately. Then sent me screenshots of their conversations. She'd been trying to get him to buy her a car because her abusive ex stole hers. She never owned a car. She'd been using Marlene's. The final court date arrived for the conspiracy charges. Bianca showed up in another white dress. Girl had a theme, this time with a neck brace added to the sling. The judge was the same one from before. He looked at her getup and just shook his head. Evidence was presented. The camera's footage. Anthony's texts with Bianca. Venmo transactions showing she'd sent him money with the note for handling the problem. Her lawyer tried arguing entrapment. The judge asked how I entrapped her into hiring someone to destroy my property. No answer. Verdict: guilty. Conspiracy to commit vandalism. Violation of restraining order. New sentence: 90 days in jail, 3 years probation, $15,000 in fines and restitution. Extended restraining order for 5 years. Mandatory psychological evaluation. She screamed that I'd won, and she hoped I was happy ruining lives. The judge added 30 days for contempt. Marlene was convicted of harassment and got probation and fines. Lost her job, reputation, and apparently her husband finally left her after 30 years of this behavior. Anthony got 18 months in prison for probation violation and conspiracy. Last week, I got a message from Bianca's dad. Not threatening, just sad. Apologizing. Said he'd been enabling them for years and regretted it. His wife and daughter had destroyed their family's reputation in town. He's filing for divorce and moving. As for me, I'm in therapy dealing with the trauma of false accusations. Started dating a woman from my climbing gym who thinks the whole story is absolutely bonkers, her words. She actually asked to see the videos on our third date just to confirm I wasn't making it up. The boutique? They sent me a gift card for $500 for the trouble and banned Bianca for life. They have her photo at the register. Found out through the grapevine that Bianca's now working at a car rental place and living with Jocelyn's ex-roommate. Jocelyn cut her off completely. She apparently tells everyone I'm a narcissist who destroyed her life over nothing. The security footage from the boutique says otherwise. To everyone asking if I regret not just buying the clothes, are you insane? It was never about clothes. It was about control. Today it's $8,600 in clothes. Tomorrow it's a car. Next week it's invest in my MLM. There's no end with people like this. My only regret? Not seeing the red flags earlier. Like when she made a scene at a restaurant because they wouldn't accept her expired coupon. Or when she tried to get a refund on a dress she'd clearly worn. Or when she said her ex was crazy and controlling for not co-signing a loan for her. Hindsight's 20/20 though. Thought I was done updating, but this deserved a final note. Bianca served her 120 days, reduced for good behavior. Apparently she wasn't good enough for the full reduction. First thing she did when she got out, created a TikTok about being a survivor of financial abuse. It got 50 views before someone commented with a link to the news article about her arrest. She deleted it. But here's the karma. Remember Derek, the guy she tried to manipulate? He started dating Jocelyn. They actually reached out to thank me because they never would have met if not for this drama. They're happy. Good for them. Marlene lost her house in the divorce, had to move in with her sister 3 states away. Bianca couldn't follow because of probation. She's stuck here, working minimum wage, living with roommates who apparently can't stand her. She tried to get a job at 3 different high-end retailers. All of them Googled her. All of them said no. The boutique incident video? Someone made it into a meme. It's not viral or anything, but it circulates in local Facebook groups whenever someone mentions crazy customer stories. She's become a local cautionary tale. My therapist says I handled everything remarkably well for someone who'd never dealt with this level of manipulation before. The camera saved me. Documentation saved me. Staying calm saved me. To anyone dealing with someone like this, document everything. Don't engage. Don't argue. Just record, report, and remove yourself. And if someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. I'm closing this chapter. New city, new job, new girlfriend who's actually sane. Life's good. Cool, cool.